This is the plaintiff, Frederick Nicholson. He says the slack-jawed defendants towed his car incorrectly, causing extensive rear differential damage, and they need to pay him to get it repaired. He has concrete proof they did not flatbed his all-wheel drive vehicle like they were supposed to, and he's suing the incompetent towers for the $2,130.76 he's owed. These are the defendants, Josh and Brian. They say they did indeed flatbed the vehicle. And when the plaintiff picked it up, he had no complaints. They did everything by the book, followed all the right procedures, and did no damage to the guy's transmission. So help them God. They're accused of damaging a tranny.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the tow truck company screwed up his whip by towing it rather than flatbedding it. But the defendant says he did nothing to the transmission. It's the case of transmission impossible.
Thank you, Douglas. Frederick Nicholson?
Yes,
You
Your
are
Honor.
suing the tow company represented here by Josh and Brian, who neither want their last names mentioned nor the name of the tow company. Are one of you the owner?
No.
Neither of you the owner.
No, we're the
What are your
drivers.
positions with the company?
We're the two drivers.
Two drivers, tow truck drivers. Okay, for $2,130.76, an estimate to repair damage that you say happened during the tow. Talk to me.
It was during the week, and I was going to work. This particular morning, I was running late because my 16-year-old daughter was driving me crazy.
Do we let him go already?
Yeah, I'm ruling against you. And I have three teenage daughters, so I totally understand. Go ahead. How is she driving you crazy?
She wanted this, she wanted that.
Okay.
This was not satisfactory. This was not satisfactory. I'm only thinking of myself. I'm not thinking of her, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it's our fault, but anyway, go on.
So I drove the car to the railroad, and I parked where I thought was an okay place to park, caught the train. When I came back at night...
I mean, you pretty much knew it was not an okay place to park, right?
Yeah, I was taking a gamble. I admit
Okay.
that. In any event, I came back, and I was handed a card by...
The car was missing.
the car was missing, yes.
And then who handed you a card?
I believe it was someone who had worked at a house that was undergoing renovations.
Oh, so one of the
workers.
construction workers was kind enough to get a card to be able to give it to you?
Yes, otherwise I would have had to
Yeah.
call the police.
Right.
And I
How'd you get
paid-
home? Did you
I had to take...
Does your 16-year-old drive? No?
She wants to, but
Yeah. Okay.
you know, I
So go
wouldn't
ahead.
let her, but I took a car service.
Okay.
So when I picked up the car, the towing company gave me this receipt.
Okay. How much did you have to pay for the tow?
The tow itself was $136.
Right.
But they gave me this receipt, which I'd like you to take a look at, Your Honor.
Okay.
And two things. If you look at that receipt, it says wheel lift, whereas there's place to say flatbed.
Right. So go on.
So they checked wheel lift. They had a chance to check flatbed. They didn't check it.
Right.
So I'm assuming they didn't use flatbed. I didn't see that at the time.
Okay.
So I drove the car, and every time I went to turn, there was a loud screeching noise. So a number of days later, I took the car into the service, and I was told that the towing truck had damaged the car, the rear differential, the transmission. And I have this item which clearly states that, and I'll read it in, customer states after being towed, hears a binding, grinding noise from under vehicle when making turns or accelerating. $112 diagnostic fee applies. Technician found rear differential damage possible from incorrectly towing. Vehicle is all-wheel drive and must only be flatbedded.
Okay.
Replace rear differential.
Okay.
Said
And that estimate is how much?
over $2,000, $2,100.
Okay. So did you call them?
Yes.
And?
And,
Who'd you speak to?
I think I spoke to O'Brien.
But you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because,
And did you tell them, hey, you
he's-
guys damaged my truck?
Yes, and he
my
said no.
car? What kind of car is this?
It's a Nissan 2011 Nissan lease car.
Okay.
And I have this, which they shoot, which a picture of the back of the car to show the words AWD, all-wheel drive, is clearly on the car. And
Yep.
also, I checked the handbook, And the handbook, towing recommended by Nissan, all-wheel drive AWD models, and it shows diagrams here, which I'd like to show you, Honor, of what is permissible and what is not, which clearly shows that you cannot have two wheels on an all-wheel drive vehicle running on the ground.
Are you an attorney?
I'm an attorney. But I hope that's not used against me.
No. Well, I have before me the two most hated professions on the planet, an attorney and a tow truck company.
Okay, don't worry about my feelings. Who has a worse reputation? Tow truck drivers or lawyers? What do you think?
Lawyers,
Why do you say?
because they lie.
Just period. They lie. We learn how to lie in law school.
For good cause sometimes, not always for bad cause.
I got a B in lying. Okay? What do you think?
Lawyers, I guess.
Why?
I don't know.
You just don't like them, right?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's lawyers, but odd time it's the tow truck drivers. You don't know where they're going to take your car when you're thinking they're going to take you home.
So you just basically want to argue with everybody else.
Exactly.
Which makes you a lawyer. We hate you. Going inside the courtroom.
So you tow him. Who's an actual tower?
Actually, both of us are the towers.
Okay. Who filled out the form? Okay. You tow the guy. You mark on the form that you, I want to use the exact term. You want to help me out, or should I just look?
Wheel lift.
Wheel lifted it. With this car, it's all-wheel drive. It says it right on the back of the thing. You've got to tow it on a flatbed. What are you going to do now? Tell me that you towed it on a flatbed and I ought to believe you and not my lying eyes?
But the car was flatbedded, Your Honor.
That's it? Your entire defense is, That's it?
Well, we don't have no evidence or nothing, so there's nothing else
Who's
we
the
can
owner
say.
of this place?
Vincent.
Is he here?
No.
Is he watching? Gonna be.
Gonna be, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, Mo Curley and Larry, tell me how something like this happens, where you mark, you're the bed driver, so you're only marking bed because you're the flatbed driver.
I'm generally a wheel lift driver.
Say it again?
I'm generally a wheel lift driver.
Oh, so I thought you said you were generally.
Well, basically, man, when you work for a towing company, you gotta drive every kind of truck.
Well, then why did he say he was a bed driver?
I was a bed driver for this job.
Okay. And what time of the day or night did you tow?
This was towed at about 2 o'clock.
Did any of you field a call from him? Did you get a call from him?
No,
Saying you
we
damaged
never
him?
got a call from him. As a matter of fact, I called him up and left him a message when I found out he was suing us in small claim court.
And what'd you say to him?
I asked him, I wanted to know what was going on because we had no idea about anything.
Right.
And then he called me back, and I told him maybe we could resolve this out of court.
What?
And he's like, no, why don't we just go to court and this and that? And he didn't want to know nothing else, and that was it.
Okay. Well, did you ever just offer to pay for it since you? Is there a defense I'm not seeing? Do you want to check your pockets or anything?
Work something out.
Oh, work something out means he gives up something, right? That's what a deal
Well,
is.
not exactly that, but ma'am, it's a 2011 car, and I know on the Nissans the trannies and the rears are very weak. They're very.
You don't think his proof is strong?
No, not at all.
Okay. You guys, in the one place where you memorialize how you towed it, you memorialize that you towed it wrong. Nissan says the damage that they're looking at is most let's use the exact words Nissan used. Damage possibly from incorrect towing, because of course Nissan wasn't present, so they can't say you ruined it. If not you, then who? Do you want me to just take you out of your misery? I feel like I need to shoot you. Like you're slowly dying. I just need to shoot you and get it over. Because actually, you're not suing for enough, counselor. Did you not have to pay a diagnostic fee?
I had to pay the towing fee, which was
Well, no, your towing fee you're going to pay. Because you actually were supposed to be towed because you parked illegally. But I thought about that. But you thought about it and you had the good taste not to sue for it. So no, I'm not going to throw that in. But was there a separate diagnostic fee? Or do they take that off it when you do the work? Do you remember if you paid $112 that day or no?
No, I just remember paying one time.
All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm finding in your favor in the amount of the $2,130.76. Before you leave, I'd like you to make a phone call to Nissan. I want to know whether they're charging you that amount or whether they just take it off if you have the work done there. I just want to make sure you're not also out that amount. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks. You got a lot of explaining to do to the owner.
Well, would you be Mo, Larry, or Curly in this scenario? Mo, you think?
Yeah,
And
probably.
That makes you who, Larry?
The idiot.
All right, stand right next to him right here.
We could have told you what was going to happen beginning before it even went on, that she was going to take his side.
How would you have known that?
Because once I just looked at the receipt and I seen the wheel lift on it, I knew we had no defense.
Yeah, I like that. So the judge asked you to check your pockets. Where was
I
your
don't know what
defense?
was in my pockets.
No defense.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the tow truck driver. What
Who's on
defense you
first?
gonna have?
Who's on first?
I don't know. You are?
Right this way.
Right this way, yes.
Okay, right over here. So step on in here. You satisfied with what you come out with? Here, step in here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The judge did justice and was clear about it. And I can thank her, can't thank her enough. Then when they said they wanted to work it out, in their mind, working it out was...
Tow guys. They're tow guys.
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
tow guys. They
You
don't
know?
want to work nothing out.
Harvey?
So here's the thing, if there's significant transmission damage, it's pretty clear that he couldn't be driving the car. So it seems that this car was not flatbedded. It's not clear, but again, these are cases that don't have to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. It's a civil lawsuit, which means all you have to do is tip the scales slightly, 51-49%, and that'll do it in a civil case.